Hey guys, it's Brings, just bringing you another video. Sorry it's taken me so long to get another video up for you. Long story short, I'm back now. I've got a new computer, so let me know what you think of the graphics. I'm in a platoon today with my friends Ram and Destroyer. We've got a tier 9-10 battle. I'm just going to go over some of the ups and downs of the IS-7, as well as a couple things you can do in-game to be a little bit more successful, maybe enjoy the game a bit more. As we can tell, our light tanks are going right up the hill. Hill is very important on this map. Their top tanks, especially their platoon of tank destroyers, very deadly, nothing to take lightly. And we have a couple tanks going over on the island, also important. Not sure why a heavy tank is over there, but he's over there nonetheless. And our light tanks have taken the hill. They're not struggling to hold it or anything. So that's a good thing. Usually whoever controls the hill will control the entire battle. And they're getting some good lights for us, so we can see who is generally where. And then right there, they lit the entire platoon of top tier tank destroyers. Definitely not ideal. Push around to get a shot, no successful shot, so snap a shot into that AMX instead. Little bit of a high roll, 501. This tank usually hits for about 490. And then we're going to poke around again for a shot on that 183. And right there, we take our shot. We miss. Both of my platoon mates pen their shots. Great job on their part. And as you can see, what I'm doing with this Panzer 7 is we're getting a firing rotation going. I'll pull forward and I'll take my shot, like right here on this Jagdpanzer. Poorly timed shot on my part. But then I back off and I let this Panzer 7 pull up and take his shot. So we always have someone ready to shoot instead of just one person sitting on a corner, basically hogging it for themselves. So what I did there was I loaded a gold shell and I penned the cheeks of that Jagdpanzer A100. Usually on a German tank, the cheeks are a weak point. Like right there, I did it again, high roll 559. And while I penned him, I absorbed his heat shell into my tracks, so he's definitely not happy. Their 4005 takes out my platoon mate destroyer. We aim on the STI. We miss the STI entirely, but we kill the Jagdpanzer behind him. Like I was saying, not the most accurate tank, but some really funny RNG anyway. So we go back for another shot on that cupola. There we go, straight in. Little bit of a low roll, not going to complain about it. So pull up for another shot and shoot just over his cupola that time. Pull back for the Panzer 7. Just keep that fire rotation going. As you can see, we're having a lot more success with it than if one of us was sitting on that corner by ourselves. He turns his turret, and we put one into the side of his cupola. Not quite where we were aiming. Accuracy is still showing just how bad it is, but when it pens, it hits for a good bit. Panzer 7 finishes him off, and our island team is gone. They have died, so now we're going to push up to try and counteract what they're doing on the island, forcing them to either come back or push up and be aggressive. Tried to get shot on the Waffenträger, didn't happen. 103 tracked us. T10 in the back, popped his head out when he shot. And again, not the most accurate tank, but even still, you can take those chancy shots, and once in a while they'll still work. And the 183 finished him off. There's the 4005. And that giant puff of smoke means that he just shot. So now we push around, get a high roll 513. If you're fighting one of these, just aim for the turret. The turret only has like 14 millimeters of armor, and he's got a huge reload, over 20 seconds, so we know that we can beat his reload and finish him off. That 103 must be getting frustrated because he was shot an HE shell at me. Took a shot at him just because didn't really have a chance of penning him, but we tried anyway. Instead of pushing up, we see the Waffenträger still back there, so we put a shot into him, high roll of 505. So we still know that he's back there, and I decide that instead of push up the hill after the heavy tanks, I'm going to go after their base and put some pressure on their support tanks and try and help even this battle out a little bit more in our favor. Artie hits me. The indicator shows he's straight in front of me, so I know where he is, at least in a pretty good idea, but I didn't light him, so I stopped to try and get a shot on that Waffenträger, didn't pen him, backed out behind the dead tank in front of me, and just got tracked. So now we use our repair kit, and we're just going to go right after that Artie. Turn my turret right there so that way he can't pen the side of my turret, but he gets a shot in me anyway. There's the Artie, super low roll, 441, get shot in the back by the 5A. He's still up on that hill, so we know where he is, and it is now 12-11, and we're in a really good field position. We've got a really good crossfire with that 183. We're behind cover, we have bushes in front of us, and we're right behind their base, so they can't really move a whole lot without the risk of me just pushing out and capping them or shooting them in the back. So they have to deal with me. This Waffenträger's pushing around. I'm trying to track him, but wasn't doing that great at it. Shot right behind him. He rushes his shot and shoots the building. Artie tracks him, and the 183 finishes him off. The 183 and I have a really good crossfire here, so good job on their part. And then a bit late to the party, just mindlessly pushing in, is that E50. He was over on the island. He pushed back to come deal with me. I'm not sure if he's even really paying that much attention or what's going on. So I get behind that building for some more protection, and I high roll him for 549. And as we can see in chat, our Artie is giving me some encouragement, which is always nice. And like I said before, cheeks of the turret. Lowest roll yet, 440. Second lowest roll, 449. Yeah, not the most ideal. Our Artie hits us, not the worst thing in the world. And then we finish off the E50. For those of you who don't know, that's a really common strategy what I was doing. If you're in a Russian tank fighting a German tank, face hug them. Get so close to them that they can't aim down on your lower plate, and then at the last second when you're on reload, at the very last second, you back up and shoot their lower plate, and then you pull forward again before they can shoot you. But that being said, the only tank left is that 5A who's still up on the hill. So we're going to sit here on cap to try and draw him out, try and be bait. The two tank destroyers pushing in from the outer flanks verify that he's still on the hill. It's the only place he could be that he wasn't lit yet. So we're just going to sit here, get some cap points, maybe force him to come out. We'll have to see. And yeah, it was just, there he is, 300 health left. Our tank destroyers are already there on him, and that was the game. 5,900 damage dealt, 4,500 blocked, 2,300 spotting. Not going to complain about it. Ended with 53 cap points as well, just for a little extra bonus. And so now you got to see some of the ups and downs to the IS-7. Not the most accurate tank, especially at range. Can brawl really well, has really good armor. When it does pen, it hits pretty hard for a heavy tank at least. And that was the battle. Let me know what you guys thought of it. As well, I'm going to be branching out into some side games. So if you have any requests, ideas, thoughts, feel free to let me know. Thanks.